You ever have one of those neighbors who seems determined to make your life miserable for no reason? The kind of person who acts like their property line is a royal border and they're the reigning monarch? Yeah, that's exactly who moved in across the street from me. Her name isn't really Karen, but let's be honest. If the shoe fits, she's wearing it with pride. And probably reporting yours for being an inch over the sidewalk. But let me back up. I live in a tightly regulated HOA neighborhood. You know the kind. Identical mailboxes, strict lawn rules, and an HOA board that thinks it's the Supreme Court. But for the most part, I never had issues. I kept my yard neat, paid my dues, and kept to myself. Just a guy with a house, a job, and a dog named Max. Max isn't just a dog, he's my best friend, my daughter's playmate, and basically the heart of our home. A 75-pound golden retriever with a heart of gold. He wouldn't hurt a fly. I mean that literally. He once let a squirrel sit on his back like a throne. Every morning we'd go out front and play fetch. Same routine for years. Max knew the boundaries. He'd chase the ball, bring it back, plop down at my feet. Rinse and repeat. The whole thing brought a little joy to our otherwise quiet neighborhood. But when Karen moved in, everything changed. It started subtly. I'd notice her standing behind her curtains, staring. At first I figured she was just new and maybe a little curious. But then came the notes. First, it was a note taped to my mailbox. HOA guidelines state no loose dogs. Please leash your animal at all times. Thing is, Max was never loose. He was always within my sight, on our own property, and well-trained. But I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I smiled and waved the next time I saw her. That's when she gave me the look. You know the one. That squinting glare that says, "I don't trust you or your entire existence." Then came the incident. It was a Saturday afternoon. I was throwing Max's ball and one toss went a little off. It bounced onto the edge of Karen's yard, maybe 2 feet in. Max ran over, grabbed it, and trotted right back, happy as ever. Karen exploded out her front door like she was chasing off a burglar. "Get that thing off my property!" she screamed. I blinked. "Excuse me? That dog of yours just trespassed. That's a violation. It's aggressive and out of control." I looked down at Max, who was now wagging his tail with the ball in his mouth, totally confused by the yelling. "He was just getting his ball," I said calmly. "He didn't damage anything." "I don't care. That's an uncontrolled animal and I will be filing a report." She stormed back inside before I could respond. And sure enough, 2 days later, I got a letter from the HOA, a formal violation. According to the notice, I was being cited for allowing a potentially dangerous animal to run loose and creating an unsafe environment for neighbors. The penalty? Remove the dog or face fines up to $1,000, legal action, and possible lien placement on my property. I was stunned. I mean, I'd heard Karen was strict, but this was war. The first thing I did was read the HOA bylaws cover to cover. I highlighted everything related to pets, property boundaries, leashing, and violations. There it was in black and white. Pets must be leashed in common areas, not private yards. Next, I got serious. I installed security cameras around my property. Front yard, side yard, porch, full coverage, 24/7. Then I documented everything. Every time Max and I played fetch. Every moment outside. I even started filming interactions with Karen. It didn't take long before I caught her in the act. She started pacing her property with a clipboard. She filmed me through her blinds. She even yelled at the mailman once for stepping on her grass. But the real goldmine? The HOA meetings. I requested past minutes, and guess what? Karen had been attending every meeting since she moved in, complaining about unleashed dogs and claiming she was being harassed by dangerous pets. She was trying to get the HOA to change the rules to ban dogs over 30 pounds, require muzzles in front yards, and impose $500 instant fines for pet aggression. She wasn't just targeting Max. She was trying to reshape the whole neighborhood. So I waited for my moment. At the next HOA meeting, I signed up to speak. I showed them security footage of Max's alleged aggression. He jogged 2 feet onto Karen's lawn, picked up his ball, and jogged back. No barking, no snarling, just tail wags. Then I played audio of Karen yelling threats and calling Max a monster. I presented time-stamped video evidence disproving her complaint dates. On several days, she reported incidents. Max wasn't even outside. Then I shared her HOA meeting quotes, comparing them to what really happened. The board sat in silence. One of the members looked genuinely embarrassed. I ended by calmly saying, "I don't want trouble. I just want to live in peace with my family and my dog. But I will not allow false accusations to threaten my home or the people I love." That was the turning point. The HOA dropped the violation. No fines, no removal, nothing. But I wasn't done. I submitted a formal complaint, complete with documentation, accusing Karen of harassment, slander, and abuse of HOA policy. The board issued her a written warning. She was told if she submitted another false complaint, she'd face personal fines, not the homeowners she targeted. And she was temporarily suspended from her volunteer HOA committee. After that, she vanished. No more screaming, no more spying. Her blinds stayed closed, and she walked around with the defeated shuffle of someone who lost their war. And Karma showed up wearing a leash. 2 months later, a new family moved in next to Karen, with 3 giant dogs, a lab, a husky, and a Doberman. Sweet dogs, but loud. They barked, they played, they ran. And Karen? She couldn't say a word. The neighborhood had had enough of her drama. As for Max, he still gets his daily fetch session, still wags his tail at everyone. The neighborhood kids love him. One even dressed as him for Halloween. And me? I learned something. Sometimes the best way to deal with a bully isn't to yell back. It's to outsmart them, to know the rules better than they do, to be calm, steady, and relentless. Because when someone comes for your family, even the 4-legged kind, you don't just roll over. You stand your ground. You do your homework, and you teach them a lesson they'll never forget. Karen sure didn't.